Misha Danielle, and thanks so much for tuning in to another segment of my home buying process. This video is going to be all about repairing your credit so that you can go about the process in obtaining a loan to purchase your very first home. On my last video, one of my subscribers wanted to know how could she go about repairing her credit. She is indeed interested in purchasing her very first home this year. So I thought about it and I said, wow, this is something that they do not tell you when you guys do your research when it comes to home ownership and purchasing your home. They never mention, I guess people just assume that you know that your credit score has to be adequate enough in order to even get a loan for your home. So what I'm going to do today, I'm going to give you guys 3 tips in order to make sure your credit score is up to par, to repair your credit score a little bit, and just to get you on the right track in order to get things set. Again, you want to have all your ducks lined up in a row, and it starts with just analyzing your score in many different ways. So before I start with tip number 1, the first thing that I want you guys to do is actually truly know your credit score. Oftentimes when someone asks you what's your credit score, you may say, well, it's around this number, or it's a little over that number, but you do not know exactly what your score is. So if you were unaware, you can log in to annualcreditreport.com, and if you haven't used it because the year has just began, we are all entitled to 1 free credit report a year. Again, 1 free credit report a year. And you'll get your credit report from TransUnion and Experian, and you will be able to your score as well as really analyze what is on your credit report. So what I did, I wanted to make sure that I analyzed it. I sat down, I printed it out actually, because it's something about having something on paper. So I printed that score report out, I looked at it carefully, and this brings us to tip number 1. Tip number 1 is your credit utilization rate. So once you have your credit report right in front of you, you're going to look at how much credit you're actually utilizing. So for example, if you have a credit card that has a $10,000 spending limit on it, and you only have a balance of $3,000, that means you're using 30% of your credit. And you want to make sure that your credit utilization rate is below 30%. That keeps things down. It also can help you increase your credit score if you can keep your utilization down, or at least below 30%. That's a start. Also, when you're making your on-time payments, notice I said on time because you want to make sure that you are paying back the money on time. You want to make 100% on-time payments every month. You want to start with your minimum payment due. So of course, when you have a credit card, there is a minimum amount due, and with that minimum amount, it will take you much longer, of course, to pay that back, because again, it's called minimum amount. But I would suggest when you're financially able to, not only make that minimum payment, but also add the interest. So you want to look at how much interest is on your card, and you want to start paying that back, you guys. Once you do that, you're definitely going to see an increase in your credit score. So this brings me to tip number 2. After you started making those 100% payments, and you check to make sure, because on your report it shows you a monthly calendar every month saying 100%, or they'll give you a bar graph. It can vary depending on what kind of report you're analyzing. That once you've seen all this, you want to thoroughly analyze and make sure that there are no errors on your credit report. Now, when I looked at my credit report after getting my free one, there was an error that I had to dispute. So if you guys see any error on your report, go ahead and dispute that. The credit bureaus, normally within 30 days, they try to get that dispute in order, try to resolve it if need be. And I know I had to write a detailed letter. I had to describe the dispute, or describe the derogatory mark that was on my credit report. And I explained why I thought it was an error. And within that 30-day time frame, it was removed from my credit report. So oftentimes, you'll go on about your day and you'll look at it, you'll skim it. But no, I want you guys to thoroughly read your report just to make sure there aren't any errors. If so, again, you can dispute this right on the website. So I disputed my credit report issue through Experian, and again, they replied back within a timely manner, which was greatly appreciated. And once they removed that mark off my credit report, my score did indeed go up, and it just makes a world of a difference. So definitely take a look at your credit report. You know, they always say look at it with a fine-tooth comb, analyze and make sure everything's up to par. You know, if there's something on there that doesn't look so good, double check it. Again, if you need to make a dispute, do so, because that is going to help you within the long run. Because if you have a derogatory mark or something negative on that score report, that lenders are not going to view you as being trustworthy, because they're not going to give you a loan to purchase your home if they feel like you're not going to pay your bills on time, you're not going to make those mortgage payments in a timely fashion. So that is very, very important. So tip number 3, you want to fix any delinquency that you have on your credit report. When I discuss credit with people I know that are close to me, and if they have a score that they don't like or it's a little too low, oftentimes I'll ask them, well, why? Why is it so low? What happened? And they'll often say, that's because I just stopped making payments. Stop it. You have to make your payments on time. You cannot skip around the months and make a payment when you feel like it, because you got late fees, you got added things on there, and that's going to definitely drop your credit score. You just don't want that. So you want to make sure that you are paying back the money. So hey, if it's late, you want to pay back those late fees, you want to pay back those back payments, you want to make sure that you catch up. The sooner that you start catching up, your credit will begin to be in the repair process. You can't repair credit overnight, you guys. It is a process. I know it took me about a good 6 months to get the score that I wanted. So again, to wrap things up, I started making more than my minimum payment. I added that interest on there to kind of get that payment paid back sooner. And that obviously helped increase my balance so that I can lower my credit utilization rate. Again, I double checked my credit report, which you can get free on annualcreditreport.com. And I analyzed it to the point that I saw an error. I corrected the error. I did not have any delinquency with my credit score and credit report, so I didn't have to pay back payments. I tried my very best, and it worked to make 100% on-time payments. That makes a world of difference, you guys. So if you all have any more questions about how to repair your credit, if there's anything you want me to go more in depth in regards to credit report, credit scores, anything related to obtaining a mortgage, I will definitely do that. Just make sure you comment down below. And if you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do so. So you can go ahead and click that subscribe button, as well as click that notification bell, so that you can be up to date and notified each time I upload a brand new video here on my channel. I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video. Bye.